If so, what's that been like? And just the idea of getting a play alongside him, how excited does that make you?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's the best edge rusher in the league, and being able to come in here and learn from him is going to be awesome. And haven't seen him around the facility yet. Obviously, those guys aren't here right now, but he did reach out to me after I got drafted, which was pretty cool. And just going to a room with him and Highsmith and Herbig and those guys, I'm just so ready to get in there and learn from them and do anything that the team asks and needs me to do.
Did you have any interaction with Derrick before all this? From the Big Ten, did you know each other, or did you?
Yeah, we knew each other a little bit. We're kind of mutual friends. Just I knew who he was. Obviously, at the combine, got a chance to talk to him, hang out with him a little bit, and would you know, a couple months later, we're teammates. So it's pretty cool.
Now, the play against Texas, you did finish.
Yeah.
Where does that rank on a thrill meter, lifetime thrill meter?
Probably one or two. Obviously, winning the national championship, nothing's better than that. But that's right up there with it. Just thank God I was able to make a play to help my team
Is there a
get
story
into the
behind that
championship.
play?
No hidden story. Just was fortunate enough to make a play when my team needed it, and obviously helped us propel us into the national championship.
Jack, there's a real Big Ten vibe in this rookie class. How do you feel the conference prepared you to be here?
Yeah, I mean, the Big Ten conference, I think, is the best conference in football. I'm sure all the SEC guys will disagree with that, but I think that it's just a high level of ball that's played in the Big Ten, and it's physical, it's tough, and I think that's why you see a lot of guys from there succeed and be able to play on Sundays.
Mike Tomlin said after the draft they really aim to get more physical as a unit, as an entire collective with this draft. What aspect of your game do you think makes this collective more physical? Yeah,
I think that, when we look at myself and the other guys who are drafted, Derrick Harmon and Y.A. Black, just two, all three of us, try to play with, that motor and that aggressiveness that you need to play at this level. So it's exciting. We're trying to keep the toughness going, and every time we're out there trying to play as physical and as aggressive as we can.
What makes Will such a good quarterback, and were you surprised he was still there in the sixth?
Yeah, I was surprised he was still there. Will's just like, he's everything you want in a quarterback. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm biased. I won a national championship with him, but he's confident. He presents himself well. He handles himself well, and he goes about preparation, really hard, like I haven't seen it from anyone else. So, Will's a great guy and good leader, and I think he's gonna have a good career.
Jack, we saw the inspirational story with you and the other Jack Sawyer in Columbus. The inspiration that he provided to your life, kind of what is that? And do you still plan on, keeping him in your memory as an NFL player?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just talking to his mom and dad a month or so ago, and I am going to still continue to put on my wrist tape, for games. And, he meant, he was special. And I think if any one of you got a chance to meet him and talk to him, you'd realize that really quickly. So, always thinking about him. He's definitely going to be on my wrist on game days.
Jack, what do you know about the history of the outside linebacker position with the Steelers? There's been a lot of guys that have been stars there, here over the years. What does that mean to be in a defense where your position is such an emphasis? Yeah,
it's exciting. It's exciting for me because it's a standard to uphold, and obviously I got three really good players in my room too, and like I said, I'm just excited to come in and put my head down and work and do anything I can to help the team and learn from those guys as much as I can.
Anything else?
All right, thanks, man.
What was it like, you go in the fourth round and then you hear Will's name called. What was like the first interaction you had with Will after you were both drafted?
Yeah, it's funny. I remember had some of my friends and family over there now when Will was being called, and everyone kind of huddled around the TV. And as soon as they said his name, the party cheered louder for him than they did for me, and we were all laughing about it. And then called him like an hour or two later, and it was just really cool. It's gonna be a cool experience being here with him already. It's been awesome, and it's always cool to play with your former teammate, at the next level. So it's super exciting. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.